Hey, real quick, did you happen to look up Isaiah 11:6-9?
Talking to your walking concordance, or
I'm talking to either one of you. I thought you were looking that up for me just a minute ago.
I think that's about the lion and the lamb and all that.
Oh, good job, Jeff.
Yeah.
The question comes in, explain Isaiah 11:6-9 about pet or animal in this dimension. And so let's put that in there. Oh, yes. Okay. Isaiah 11, I love this passage because in verse 1 it starts, and there came forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And we're going to pause right there because what we're dealing with is messianic prophecy. And I know we're almost out of time, but we're going to try and tackle this very quickly. So verse 2, the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Verse 3, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. I want to pause there just a minute because, this passage is one that kind of reminded me whenever I was reading about the Beatitudes and meekness and the connection we have of words from the New Testament, Old Testament. If we'll pay attention to some of those things that Jesus was teaching them, he used a lot of the prophecies in order to try and to teach his disciples, and they didn't pick up on it.
That's right.
And sometimes we miss it today because that was one of those. But anyway, verse 5, and righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins. Remember, blessed is he that hungers and thirsts after righteousness. Anyway, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, and their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the suckling of the child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. All right. So that's our context. It's a prophetic prophecy concerning the coming of Jesus, the Lamb of God. You want to go from there?
Well, you mentioned a minute ago, messianic prophecy, also the kingdom. This is a picture of the kingdom as well, because talking about going back to the rods from the stem of Jesse, verse 1, he is of the kingly tribe, Judah. And this is, we were talking earlier in another question about how the Bible uses imagery of heaven and things like that to help us understand what heaven is like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you mentioned the streets of gold. Are there actually going to be streets of gold there? No, it's just a earthly object to help us understand a heavenly concept. That's exactly what's happening right here. Have we ever seen the lion lay down, with the leopard lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the fatling together, and the child playing with cobras and stuff like that?
So it's drawing something that is unusual.
Yes, making a clear distinction. It's rather shocking. It certainly sticks in your head,
right,
as the imagery.
Right.
And so this is very similar to what we see in Revelation, and why Revelation is written this way, because it appeals to passages like this.
Right.
And so what's happening here is trying to draw a picture of unity, trying to draw a picture of bringing, for example, Gentiles and Jews together, bringing all nations, all people, male, female, slave, free, everybody together in this nation, in this kingdom that's going to be established whenever the Messiah has come and then is sacrificed and then is raised again.
That's what Galatians 3:28-29. There's no longer these divisions, but there's this concept of peace that is brought when this Lamb that comes.
There it is.
And I was thinking about where it said, and a child shall lead them, and you go to see what Jesus said about, unless you become as a child, you're
Great
not
point.
in the kingdom of heaven. It's talking about attitudes of the heart, and Isaiah chapter 2 uses similar language when it talks about they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Well, he's talking about the nature of the spread of the kingdom. It's not going to be by territorial warfare. It's the spread of the gospel.
All right.
The idea of plowshares, which is an agricultural
Exactly.
reference.
One more thing makes me think of is what was the Garden of Eden like?
Place of peace
Yeah.
where there was just this harmony amongst everything.
Which is what God
It
wants.
will restore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Keith, excellent question. Thank you for taking us there.